Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today's another time lapse. I know I was supposed to post this on Friday and it's now Sunday, so I should be posting something else. But yeah, this build took me longer than all the others because I essentially had to build a mountain, which by the way I wasn't happy with, so I do most of the mountain building off camera because the mountain you see from most of the video is not the mountain at the end of the video because yeah, I just wasn't happy with it, so I did. The mountain in itself probably ended up taking about as much time as one of these builds normally would. And then I had the build, which was the most complicated build yet, and I actually am really happy with it. When I was first making it, I was so scared, because I immediately recognized this build was either going to be the best build, or by far the worst build, and it would just completely destroy the aesthetic. But I needed to get a video out, but I had been so busy, and I've realized 3 videos a week, it's just not possible for me. I struggle with 2 a week. So, we're gonna go back down to 2, and we'll find a way to work these in along with the other videos. And, I'm gonna talk a little bit longer through this one, because I've got a few things to say. First of all, there's probably going to be 3 more episodes of this Steampunk Village, because after this one, I haven't decided whether I'm doing interior first, or what I'm calling transportation, where I'm going to set up the connecting roads, bridges, among a few other things I have planned in there. And then the third video that I said there would be, I did say there would be one more, is going to be a surprise, and I think that one's really going to bring it all together. And I've really been enjoying this, so I like these big-ish builds that I've been doing. I wish I had the replay mod. A lot of people who do time-lapse have the replay mod, which allows them to get better angles, and because they have those better angles, they can speed it up more. This is kind of the max I can speed it up with you still being able to tell what I'm doing, because I'm doing it in first person instead of having a separate account watching it from somewhere long off. But console doesn't have the replay mod, because as far as I know, you can't even get mods on console. Now, I may very well be wrong about that, but for my whole life I've believed that, and I'm going to continue to believe that because, well, I can't think of any other possible reason why I haven't figured out how to get them yet, and if I haven't, I'm going to feel real stupid. But, if I could get the replay mod, that would be great, and these videos wouldn't be nearly as long. But if you're liking these long videos, that's great. Also, I'd like to know if you guys would like to have more videos like this, where I kind of do an intro and then an outro, maybe, and leave the rest to just be kind of silent speed building, or if you want me to kind of go over my steps while I do it. And I'm going to kind of test this out. I have a plan to do. I'm going to transform a village to be kind of a fantasy style village next, as kind of my next big project once this is finished. And depending on, and that one I'm going to talk through the time lapses and why I did what I did. Now I'm going to give you a brief bit of that right now, because you see how I'm doing this with calcite? Well, calcite, for whatever reason, I thought would look good, and it didn't. It clashed really badly. So I went back and changed the calcite, and throughout the time lapse you see me constantly getting rid of calcite. I also tried throwing pipes into the mountain, but the mountain was too small and they just didn't match up with the build at all. And this build took me so long, because the other 2 builds, I kind of had a plan. You see, if I knew the name of the artist, I would give them a big thanks, and I'm going to try and figure it out so that I can give them a big thank you. Obviously, I wasn't that knowledgeable on the steampunk genre, so I looked up a lot of reference pictures, and I've been kind of taking bits and pieces, and I've kind of been trying to figure out what makes something look steampunk. And I found this beautiful picture that someone had made, and you know, it gave me so much inspiration, and it's kind of been the main inspiration behind this village. And I've been trying to use less and less, like as I've less and less of the image as I've kind of learned what steampunk looks like. And since I've learned what steampunk, well, that reference picture, since it kind of taught me, if you could find that image, and again, I'm going to try and figure out who the artist is, if you could find that image, well, then you would really know, you could see that as I did my builds, they got more and more creative. The first building that I did, the big tower, you'd be able to identify which reference picture I used as reference, because the shape and size is pretty similar, but for the most part it is my imagination, but it's close enough that you could easily identify them. The second building, not so much. It's a bit more of me and a bit more creative, and like there's a lot I changed up about it. Kind of, I even like just straight up changed the shape of it, but kind of tried to keep the same idea. Well, with this one, the only identifying factor that if you were looking through steampunk reference pictures, the only identifying factor that would kind of show you that I was using a reference picture is if you found one that had 2 windmills. Because for the most part, I'm coming up with the shape for this thing on my own, and the only thing that I kept with the basic design is that it had 2 windmills and was on the side of a mountain. So, yeah, that's why this one took me so long. This one was me kind of testing myself to see if I'd learned how to build steampunk and kind of create my own steampunk. With the others, I had this basic idea of what they were supposed to look like, but with this one, I had no clue whatsoever. I just knew I needed to find a way to fit 2 windmills in, because it was such a cool idea to have those big giant windmills. Anyway, now that I'm kind of done with my ramble, and I've got through why this video took so long to get out, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and if you've made it this far, which I hope you have, remember that even just a like or a subscribe could really help. So again, thanks for watching, and I really enjoyed this, so I'm going to probably be doing more videos like this. Bye!